Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Injured Baby Kyra. Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. So today we're going to be talking about Nepo babies, particularly Northwest the Nepo baby, because she has been causing a storm due to her The Lion King performance, debut Hollywood performance. And I wanted to talk about it because a lot of people have a lot of thoughts about Nepo babies and whether or not they should be given the platform that they were born into, quite frankly, and just like my thoughts about it, because there's a lot to dissect in this kind of situation. And I feel like looking at this is what happens when Nepo babies never get told no. Because the last time Northwest had a performance, everyone ate it up. Thought it was so cute, blah, 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 blah. This time, people paid money, like up to $2,500, maybe even more, to see this performance. And I'm sure the talent bookers for Hollywood Bowl knew that this would cause a lot of frenzy because of Northwest, of Ye, of Kim, whatever. Yeah, it did. And it's causing a lot of negative feedback towards Northwest, who is a 10-year-old, mind you. And a lot of people are dragging her. And I want to say that it is not her fault, it is her parents' fault. Her parents set her up for failure completely. They knew what they were doing and they just don't care. The fact that they have so much monetary privilege and advantage to everyone else who auditioned for this role, and they did not use that to their advantage. They just used who they are to bring up their daughter without even telling her, like, maybe you should like hone in your talent, or maybe we could get you singing lessons and then we can take you to the audition. Maybe we can sign you up or have a really good director with you, vocal coaches, whatever. They didn't do any of that. Instead, they used who they were to buy their way into this, or just who they were into this. Obviously, a lot of people are really upset about it, which is understandable, because if she got this just because of who her parents were, and it's obvious because she's very out of tune the whole time. There's so many talented kids that go into music theater and that like practice for hours and hours and hours, and their parents may not have a lot of money. I don't think any other person that auditioned were at Kim Kardashian Ye status, so there's that. These parents, you know, a lot of them, from my own experience too, didn't have a lot of money, but they wanted to support their child and whatever they wanted to do and their hobbies, or maybe have this as a career, you know, put money towards their lessons of what they could afford. And these children, you know, they do spend a lot of time practicing and honing their craft, but all Northwest had to do is just tell her mom that I want to be in The Lion King, and not just in The Lion King, but have like a whole solo, I think she was Simba or something. No, she wasn't Simba. What's the other one? You guys know what I'm talking about. I don't do Disney. Also, something I thought was weird is that I thought Ye didn't like Disney or didn't want Northwest to be involved with Disney. I don't know. That's a whole nother tangent. So if you look at the videos online, no matter which way you try to put it, it was a really bad performance. Bad in which it was out of tune. You know, like subjectively it was out of tune. And if this was like a middle school performance, you know, just like a school performance or something, you know, whatever, it's supposed to be fun, whatever. This is the Hollywood Bowl. Only so many people get to perform at the Hollywood Bowl, let alone a 10-year-old gets to perform at a Hollywood Bowl as a debut. Just wrap your head around. Some people are musicians or on theater or on whatever they're doing and never get the chance to play at the Hollywood Bowl. That is one of the biggest accomplishments that any artist could ever have, in my opinion. It's just such a classic venue. It's just such a, like, I don't know, iconic venue too. And it's just like, I don't want to say Northwest is ungrateful, but I just wonder if she really understands the impact that performing at the Hollywood Bowl has. Just what I'm thinking, because I could just not imagine being 10 years old and just understanding like how big of an opportunity that is and how fortunate I would be, because there are so many other kids my age in line trying to get this. On TikTok, there's this other girl and she went viral or something, and it was satirical, but it's basically laying out like a scenario of her and her son went to the audition and Kim Kardashian and Ye walk in with Northwest, blah blah blah. I'll play it for you.
My extremely talented and gorgeous daughter auditioned for the role of Simba in this production of The Lion King at the Hollywood Bowl. We were so excited for her to get this audition. She's been on Broadway 4 times already and has had parts in TV film, so we felt she had the perfect experience for this role. Her agent sent her up the audition, and she made it through 4 rounds of callbacks. And the final round was with 3 girls, and my daughter was one of them. But while we were waiting in the audition room with one other girl and her mother, someone walked in. It was Kim Kardashian with Northwest. We had heard that there was someone that was in the industry that was pulling strings to get their daughter in front of the casting director. We found out it was Northwest on that final audition, and we were so disappointed. We had heard that they wanted to cast a talented kid with some good experience, but one that doesn't have a name, because they wanted to uplift a smaller voice in the community. And we thought my daughter was that person. But Kim Kardashian allegedly paid her daughter to be in this production, and her daughter does not have the experience for this role, as you could see. It is extremely disappointed, and Mr. Hollywood, I hope you learned your lesson to not cast a Nepo baby over talent ever again.
That's basically like the whole thing, is like these Nepo babies get away with things because who their parents are. You can't really do anything about it. You know, like if this was a normal person, you know, like they probably would not get in. If their child sounded like completely on, if they sounded like Northwest, they would not even make it past like one audition.
I feel so bad for the kids who worked so hard and auditioned and are 10 times better. I saw a video of the theater kids for the role, and they were amazing and got passed up for money. So sad. In honor of this comment, I'm going to play a few of the audition tapes for you guys, because I feel like these kids do deserve to be seen, and I love that the internet has taken an extreme negative and made it a positive by highlighting and showcasing these kids all throughout TikTok. So hopefully they are discovered and they get the roles that they deserve, because honestly, karma doesn't always have to be bad. Sometimes we have good karma, and I think for these kids, they're going to be seeing a lot of good karma coming their way. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king. 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 Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
Now, a fan favorite out of all of those auditions is number 1, and I think he would have been perfect for the role. His energy, his tone, his pitch, his ability to sustain the notes and still move around was absolutely mint. I would have loved to see that for the 30th anniversary of Lion King. I feel like for such a prestigious moment, North just shouldn't have been it. And a lot of people are saying for her first performance, she should not have been on as big of a stage. And I agree, I did not get to a large stage until my 11th grade year. And as I said, I have been performing since I was in 4th grade. I've done dance since I was 2 years old. I started tumbling in 10th grade. Like literally acro, all of the things, and it took a very long time for me to land a role that I was really significantly like excited to do and proud to do, and showed where I came from and where I landed. And I think that North should have to do that like every other theater kid. If she wants to be a theater kid, cool, but as I said before, put in the work. And I know North didn't call up and say, hey, I want this part. I know it was her parents, and to her parents, do better. You guys know what you did. As per usual, guys, go off down below, go off in the comments, like this video, share it out, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.
Like, not saying it to be rude or anything, but if Northwest really wants this as a passion, she could totally have it, and her parents could totally get her vocal coaches. That's the thing I don't understand, is like, when you have this kind of money, why don't you use it like actually hone in talent, to actually like nurture talent, or to like be taught things? Like, I don't, like, if I had that kind of money, oh my gosh, don't even get me started. But another Nepo baby that was like everyone was talking about like maybe 2 years ago was Rose Depp, and how she was a Nepo baby, and there's some things that she said that were kind of questionable.
I am begging Rose Depp and all Nepo babies to just shut up and stop being delusional about nepotism playing a role in their careers. Rose Depp did an interview with Elle magazine, and she completely denies the fact that nepotism played a role in her career. Pause to read this part of the interview. I don't know why I'm shocked. I expected more out of Lily Rose Depp, but of course she turns out to be just like every other Nepo baby. If somebody's mom or dad is a doctor and then the kid becomes a doctor, you're not going to be like, well, you're only a doctor because your parent is a doctor. Shut up, Lily Rose Depp. It makes absolutely no sense. It has nothing to do with you being a Nepo baby. Not saying Lily Rose Depp is talentless, but 10,000 girls auditioned for The Idol, and you cannot convince me that Lily Rose Depp got the role solely based off of merit and talent. People are never able to pursue their actual passions because they literally have to work to survive. Something you wouldn't know, Lily Rose Depp.
Just given her status and her background, and people were basically saying that, oh, she wouldn't be walking for Chanel if her parents weren't who her parents were. Don't know who her mom is, I'm being completely honest, but Johnny Depp, she's 5'6", which is not really, stereotypically speaking, not what they look for in runway models, especially like Chanel and big brands like that. They usually like 5'7" and above, and even then I feel like that's kind of short. She was able to walk for Chanel, and there's so many other Nepo babies, and there was this whole, like, I think Time or Life one of the magazines that was talking about this very topic about Nepo babies.
Nepo babies, but what does that mean?
Nepo babies. Nepo babies. Polémica de los Nepo babies.
Nepo baby.
2022 has been described as the year of the Nepo baby. New York Magazine recently had this as their front page, calling out what they described as Hollywood's Nepo baby boom. Stars like Lily Rose Depp, Zoe Kravitz, and Brooklyn Beckham are all thought to fit into the category. Simply, Nepo baby stands for nepotism baby. Nepotism being someone who uses their power or influence to basically pass on a job or success to someone in their own family. So being a Nepo baby means being the offspring of people like this. But not everyone is happy about the term being branded around. Lily Allen and Hailey Bieber have both called out people using the term, basically saying the world of politics and finance are full of them too. There are over 122 million searches for the term Nepo baby on TikTok alone, and videos are full of people calling out celebs for being one. On the flip side, Olivia Rodrigo celebrated on TikTok for being the complete opposite to a Nepo baby, with users there saying she's grafted without the need for famous parents. But is it all a bit unfair when you can't really control whether your parents are famous or not? Either way, could 2023 be the year of the self-made celeb, or could we see more of the Nepo baby?
I think it's really interesting to dive into, because it's like, are they really talented, or is it just because their parents are famous, right? And I do think that some Nepo babies are actually really talented, and some Nepo babies aren't, and they're just born into this platform, just born into this privilege that other people like may never find or may never encounter. And I think that really sucks, and I think that really grinds a lot of people's gears, because it's like, you have it so easy if they had to like be a normal person and try to get to the status or the goal or career of what they have now. Questionable if they would even get there in the first place. But yeah, that's kind of my take on the Nepo baby thing. I just think that this is what happens, exactly what happens when you don't say no to Nepo babies at all, this is what happens, because then people, they're not gonna like you because you just use your privilege just to get somewhere without actually working for it. And I feel like a lot of people feel the same way as me, but are really critical of North West. Again, she's a child, so I don't feel like she should get dragged for this. I feel like we should be looking at the parents and questioning them and their intentions, and if they even really like understand what they're doing to Northwest. And this cannot be good for her mental health, like being a 10-year-old and then like probably seeing all these videos about you, hearing all these things or whatever. I don't know how filtered her life is, but I think it's really sad. But let me know what you think about Nepo babies. Let me know what you think about this whole Northwest Lion King situation, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye.
He says I'm not good enough, not gonna lie, took a collar rough, at least it could be honest for once. And so he says he's